everyone, so today's video is going to be my monthly favorites video. I'm going to be talking about all of my favorite products from the month of April. So I actually have quite a few palettes to share with you guys today, so I'm going to go ahead and get started with those first. So the first one is this one right here by BH Cosmetics. It's called the 26 color palette, neutral eyeshadow and blush. And the reason why I love this is because there's 5 blushes in here. I've been looking at this palette online forever trying to buy it, and then my old neighbor actually was like kind of decluttering her makeup collection and she gave this to me along with 2 other palettes actually. So it's very neutral toned, sort of rosy, rose gold, pinky tones. I love all the blushes, even the blush right here that's like too dark for my skin tone. I love it as an eyeshadow. I use this blush right here as my blush and the eyeshadow that I'm wearing right now. So yeah, this is a great palette for a great price as well. So the next one, if you watch my channel, you're probably sick of hearing me talk about it. This is the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette, and I cannot say enough good things about it. I have several videos about it on my channel, so I'm not gonna go too in depth, but smells like peaches. I have the shade White Peach right here as my brow bone highlight. So that's all there is to it. I love it, it's perfect. And then my last palette that I'm going to talk about is my NYX Highlight and Contour Pro palette. I absolutely love this thing. Like I don't have anything bad to say about this. I mean, I used this shade right here to set my under eye concealer today, and I used this shade to contour my cheekbones. So yeah, it's very blendable, it's very pigmented, and I find myself being able to use every single shade in this palette on myself, which you don't find that in a lot of contour kits. I can make almost every single shade work for me. So sticking with the contouring category, I wanted to mention this brush really quickly. This is like, it doesn't have a name or anything on it, but I got it on Amazon and I believe it was like $2 and change. And I absolutely love this brush for contouring. It's got the softest bristles you'll ever feel in your whole life. But I love it because it's easy to get a nice sharp contour, but you can also use this to blend out your contour. I use this to lay down the product and to blend it out, and it works perfectly. It's very beginner friendly in my opinion. I know that sometimes these brushes can be kind of intimidating because you don't want to get like a streak of bronzer on your face, but I was able to use this super easily to lay down the product and to blend it out. No problem whatsoever. So next thing I want to mention is gonna come as no surprise to you if you watch my channel, and it is Becca's Champagne Pop, which is right in the middle. Can you tell that I like it? I use this to highlight my cheekbones and my nose, above my eyebrows, and on my cupid's bow, and in my inner corner. I originally loved Pearl, which is right here. I liked Pearl a lot more than I liked Champagne Pop. So I was using Pearl all the time, and then as soon as I hit pan on Pearl, I like got scared to use it all, so I switched to Champagne Pop, and I haven't stopped. I also really love Pearl as an inner corner highlight, and I love to mix the two together. So you can buy each one of these individually, and I believe they're like $34 a piece. And around the holidays, I paid $38 for the entire palette, so. Okay, so next thing that I want to mention is my NYX Above and Beyond Full Coverage Concealer. To be honest, I bought this because the store that I buy my concealer at was out of my regular concealer that I use, so I bought the concealer in the little pot. This is the lightest shade, it's called Porcelain. I use this to cover up my blemishes as my under eye concealer. It's a little thick to use as an under eye concealer, but as long as you set it right away, it should be fine. But it is very full coverage, so I like to use it on all my blemishes before I put on my foundation. And then my last my last makeup product favorite is my NYX Butter Gloss in the shade Creme Brûlée. It's perfect for those days where I don't want to wear any makeup, maybe some mascara and some gloss. I'll throw this on, but it can also take a really dramatic glam look to the next level. So the next thing I want to talk about, I meant to talk about in my last favorites video because I've been using this since about February, March. If you've ever heard of I believe it's called the Veramona color switch. It's like that little tin thing with like the spongy thing in it, and you can like swirl your brush around in it to get the product off, so you can go in with like a black eyeshadow, swirl it around, and then go in with like a white with the exact same brush. I don't own the Veramona, but it is like, I think it's like $17. I don't know if this is a dupe, I don't know if it works the same, but it works in my opinion. And it is one of these little things. This is like one of the sock bun things that you buy. You like put it in your hair and like fold your hair over. You know what I'm talking about? This I got this one from Claire's, and I think it's like between $4 and like $7 or something, and it works perfectly. Like no problem whatsoever. I can take any brush I want and just swirl it around in there, and then I can go in with my next color, and it doesn't mix the shades at all. And it's so inexpensive. I feel like that Veramona one is like, that's just a little something that I've discovered that I literally use every single day. Okay, so my next favorite is this Jergen's Natural Glow Daily Moisturizer. This is the one for medium to tan skin tones. I know what you're thinking, girl, you are not medium to tan skin tones. I know. The fair to light skin tones or something. The lighter one, they have two. The lighter one turns me orange, like orange. And this one looks pretty natural, I would say. Like, my husband was on a trip for like a week, and I was using this, and when he got home, he was like, dang girl, like you got tan. The only thing I will say about it is that if I go a day without applying it, like I'll apply it one day, and then the next day I don't, the next day after that, it sort of looks a little bit patchy. Like it fades not awesome, but if you go another day, it's good after that. It's just like the one day that it kind of looks a little bit patchy when it fades. It doesn't fade super gracefully, but in my experience, that only lasts for a day. My next product is my Biore Pore Strips, and I know that these have been really popular for a really long time. I just jumped on the bandwagon and decided to try them, and when I first put it on, I waited the 15 minutes, and then I went to go pull it off, and it did kind of hurt a little bit, and it does say in like the directions or whatever that if it hurts to wet it, like wet on top of it, and it should peel off better. And it was fine, it pulled off fine. So I peeled it off, and I like looked in the mirror super close, and I like still could see all my blackheads, and I was like, what the heck? And I looked at the strip, and I didn't see anything on the strip, so I was like, what the heck? Okay, like that was a waste of money. Like the next day or maybe later that night or whatever, I looked in the mirror again, and I was like, where'd they go? Like they were gone at that point. They like faded, which was strange. So I tried it again. So I waited like 4 days, like the next week I tried it again, and when I pulled it off this time, it hurt a lot less, and I could actually see like gross stuff in it. And the results showed up as I peeled it off rather than like later in the day. I don't know if that was just me, that was just my personal experience, but it makes my blackheads disappear on my nose. I love it because when I use these, I don't find myself reaching for like a pore minimizing primer as much, or like a smoothing primer, which is a good thing because I don't like those primers. They're so like slippery and like slick, you know, and I feel like the product that I put on top just kind of like slides off. So yeah, I've really been loving these. So my last favorite is my Konjac sponges. I bought these two from Sephora. These are the Sephora collection, like the Sephora brand. This is a lavender one, which I used it this morning, so it's still a little bit squishy, and the green tea one, which is hard as a rock. This one is supposed to be like rejuvenating and energizing, so I like to use this one in the morning most of the time, and this one is lavender, so it's supposed to be soothing and calming. So since this one is supposed to be like rejuvenating and energizing to your skin, it's a very gentle exfoliator, so it makes my acne look a little bit redder. I like to use this one in the morning to like wake my skin up, especially on days where I'm not wearing makeup, because if I use this one in the morning on days where I am wearing makeup, it's a little bit harder to cover up my acne because it is a little bit redder. It doesn't irritate my skin, it doesn't hurt, nothing like that, it just makes it a little bit redder. This one's very soothing and calming, and it doesn't flare up any redness or anything like that. And another thing that I love about these is that it feels good. When I'm rubbing like a cleanser on my face with my fingers, it's just like, yeah, whatever, like let's get this over with. This, when you're rubbing on your face, it feels good. These are not artificially colored. Like there's actual like skincare stuff in here. It says face cleansing duos that gently exfoliate skin when wet. Green tea and lavender sponges are packed with antioxidants that soothe and refresh complexions, leave skin feeling smooth and rejuvenated. All natural sponge made from the vegetable fiber of Konjac roots. No coloring, no additives, biodegradable. It's kind of the same concept as a beauty blender. It's hard like this, and you wet it underwater and you give it a nice squeeze, and then it turns into this. And you can rub this on your face after you wet it. You can just rub this alone and you get skincare benefits from just this alone. But you can also use like a cleanser, like a soap, to actually use it to like wash your face. And then it comes with the little like stringy thing so that you can hang it, because you're supposed to hang it to dry it. So yeah, I have absolutely definitely noticed a difference in my skin since I've been using these. Plus it was super inexpensive. I think the duo was like $15. Dr. Sponge I know has some really inexpensive ones like on Amazon and things like that. So if your skin just needs like a pick-me-up, I would definitely look into getting some Konjac sponges. Okay, so that completes this video. These were all products that I have been loving in the month of April. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video. Hey, I have an idea. Let's sprint up the stairwell. I'm gonna edit it. What? To wake my skin up, especially ugh. My apartment building has like metal stairwells, like metal handles, so people like run up it and like stuff like hits it, and it literally echoes throughout like the whole building. Oh my god, it's so early in the morning. I feel like I have to burp again. I use this. I have so much day left. What do I do with my day?